Warning.
This podcast may contain spoilers for film and television, and it will also contain explicit content.
Fuck yeah.
You like my singing? No?
I do. Welcome to the Macbeef-Banquet podcast, episode 50,
Big
dude.
50.
Holy shit. And that was our local ghost.
Yeah, man. Yep.
Because it sounded like a little bit like a ghost, I guess. Maybe. I don't know. Good one.
I know, so funny.
So yeah, welcome to the 50th episode.
I know.
It's been great.
We're so old now.
It's been
as
good.
A podcast.
Yeah.
I've been doing this for 50 weeks.
50 weeks. Yeah, that's a lot of weeks. It's almost a full year. Soon. It's going to be the anniversary.
Uh-huh. I know, man. I'm so excited.
The first.
What a long, strange trip it's been.
Okay, so for the 50th episode, we watched a movie. Henry, can you tell me what was that movie?
This movie was called Not a Monster Story, Not a Vampire Story. It was not a Christmas story. It was, in fact, a ghost story.
The roast story?
The roast of the ghost. A roast story.
A roast story.
The murder of the boar. A roast story. Yeah. I honestly...
Sorry.
I forgot I was going to tell you this before we started the podcast, but I kind of wish I'd saved this one for, like, after this episode, you know, when we change things up a little bit. But
what? We're not doing that.
What? Anyway, no, it was really good, though. I really liked it. It really turned me around, honestly. Because, like...
Turned you around?
As in,
because
like,
you were gay before and then now you're
around.
straight?
Every now and then I get a little bit... I don't know the rest of the words.
Turned on?
A little bit turned on. Gross. Yeah.
Sorry, interrupting you.
No, I initially was like kind of... I felt like they were just kind of trying to be like too artistic at first because there were like these long shots, like when he's dead and like he just wait on the table for like a solid minute, and I'm just like, oh, they're just trying to seem like they're super artistic, you know, just like
it definitely has that vibe though.
It does, but like the reason I felt like that was because I felt like they were just trying to sort of make it seem like they know what they were doing, but they didn't. And then like there were moments later on that made me feel like they definitely knew what they were doing because there were just little moments like the one that comes to mind first was when he's tearing down the house, or there's that, you know, bulldozer basically just destroying the house or whatever, and like you see the bulldozing the rest of the house or whatever, and it's about to leave, and you know, I was like thinking, okay, well, is he gonna be gone now? He's tied to the house, right?
Yeah.
And then you know, you see him from behind the bulldozer, and I could tell it was gonna happen, but I was like, yeah, that seems about right. I feel like that would be a good idea to do that, you know, because like the audience is gonna feel like, okay, maybe he's gonna be gone now, but then you know he's still there, sort of thing.
Yeah.
So like little moments like that, I think that were really, I think they knew what their audience was, and it was really good. I also think I really enjoyed the discussion that they had, I think, with the audience a little bit, especially that monologue, you know, which, you know, that asshole was going on for a while. And the reason I call him an asshole is because I feel I'm talking about like the party scene. Yeah, he's talking about like, no one's gonna remember Beethoven's Ninth Symphony in like a million years. Like,
yeah.
I was like, I kind of think I mean, I'll be honest, I've thought like that before too, and I'm sure a lot of people have, but like, it's such a cynical view to have, you know, like, I don't know, like, okay, you're basically saying life is meaningless. Like,
yeah,
okay.
I mean, it does kind of, like, to me, that's kind of like the message of the film. that life is meaningless.
Right.
Because, you know, he's just going through time, essentially. And I liked it. I'll give my opinion now. I liked it. I really liked it. But I definitely knew where it was going. Because it had that Interstellar bullshit, you know, where it's like spoilers for Interstellar 2, I guess. But
Interstellar
it's like
2?
there's
a sequel.
Yeah, there's a sequel to Interstellar 2 where he
There's a sequel to
daughter.
Interstellar 2, so there's Interstellar 3.
Yeah, he fucks his daughter as an old woman. Yep, hilarious.
Fucking old boy.
Oh, yeah.
Spoilers for that movie too, I guess.
Yeah.
You were saying.
I was saying.
You're talking about like the future.
Yeah, how it was like in the first 10 minutes, you know, there's like ghostly stuff happening. I'm like, well, this is called a ghost story, so I think there's gonna be a ghost like that goes through time or something, and you know, I just kind of figured that kind of thing was gonna happen, and it did. Although it doesn't make sense. So yeah, there's that.
Honestly, that took me out of it too. At least that part. That and the when he's like, I don't know, when like that, there's like that sort of more primitive family or whatever, and they get massacred at the end. Around that campfire, like those two parts were kind of like, all right, where are they going with this? They're kind of going a little bit off course, I feel like, you know.
Yeah.
And they brought it back, sort of like a whole, okay, it's coming back around again, and I figured, if we'd see him again, because I was like, well, it's funny because one of the girls around the campfire or whatever looked a little bit. I was like, is that Rooney Mara? Are they at least gonna bring her back? And then it wasn't her, but then they brought her back at the end, so it was like, okay.
Yeah.
I was glad they at least brought her back, and him too, as his character, and we got to see a little bit more of what
their relationship
was like, and all that. And there were definitely points that I could tell were gonna happen. But it was still very interesting. I'd totally forgotten. One of my instructors had told me about this movie. He went to go see this movie in the theater.
Wow. And
he was telling us about the pie scene.
Oh, fucking pie scene. Yeah.
Yeah, man. And I guess a bunch of people walked out during that. Because of the theater. Because they were just oh gosh, this is just too much, man. And I mean, I think he stuck around for an hour or maybe half hour, 45 minutes after that, and then he walked out. So I was like, okay.
He walked out of the movie.
Yeah, it was seen it in the theater, and it's like, all right, this is just too much.
Isn't
man.
He your film teacher, right?
One of them.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, he wasn't. Well, I'm not gonna get into specifics.
Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
But anyway, yeah. So he walked out, and I didn't realize that it was that movie until that pie scene was about to happen. I was like, oh, it's this movie. Okay.
Yeah.
So he was and he was telling me how uncomfortable it was. So I was expecting us to get closer to her, but it was just this one angle just the whole time.
I didn't like that part, to be honest.
I didn't either, and I don't think you're supposed to.
Yeah.
Because I mean, maybe you have a different opinion. I don't know.
No, you're probably right.
I feel like it was just sort of meant to be, because I feel like that's one of the most human things you can see. It's just especially during a time like that when a tragedy happens.
Yeah.
Just, you don't know what to do, so you just start eating.
Yeah.
And you're just sitting there, and I don't know, you just got to figure out or move on. For me though, it was when I was watching the scene, I'm like, she's like a regular person who was being told by the director, hey, can you eat this pie and just fucking go at it you're sad and shit, and then cry into it so that some of the salt mixes in and it gets real tasty, and just it was, I don't know. Yeah, no, you're right, but I don't know, it just felt awkward to me. Just imagining that this was an actual actor being told that they had to eat this pie. Right, yeah. Thinking about the production, yeah. Just as an actor, yeah, that would be very weird. I was reading some notes on it, and I guess she had a variety of pies to choose from, and she was very picky on the one she chose, and she said that it tasted terrible.
Well, yeah, I was
just
I figured that was real vomit, because she's pretty
Yeah.
skinny, and also she had to eat like half the pie, I'm
Yeah,
guessing.
apparently she's like a really picky eater too.
Wow.
So like that probably didn't help either.
Yeah.
And it was like some like vegan chocolate pie thing or something.
Well, that's probably why.
And yeah,
That's probably why she vomited.
yeah, right. But I think it's one she chose though, is what it said. It was like the one that she actually picked up.
Yeah, I'm just messing
And, yeah.
with her.
And I love how it was
Vegans.
like I saw like 2 different notes that like David Lowery was like, it tasted delicious, and she was just like, it tasted awful. It was so bad. I just thought that was so funny just to see the difference.
Wow.
But yeah, no, I agree. I can't imagine what it'd be like directing that. And it was done in one take too. So just like, let's just leave the camera on her and just
Yeah, all you gotta do is just
I
eat
have
this
to
pie.
imagine-
That
I have to.
go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. So I was just gonna say I have to imagine it was probably a what is it, like a closed set, meaning like most of the crew were told to just wait outside or whatever, just so they could get that private moment.
Yeah.
Because it feels like it's so, I don't know. I feel like she, you could just see like she had to work up to that.
Mm-hmm.
At first she was sort of like letting it kind of sink in as a character, and then finally I think she got there.
Yeah.
And yeah, no, I imagine it was probably very few people there. So what were you gonna say?
I think all I was gonna say was that it probably was just not as bad as we think. Like I was saying, like it was probably just like, hey, can you eat this pie? Okay. That was it. It was something stupid.
Yeah.
But the rest of the movie, that song though, the Dark Days, I have it like now on one of my playlists because I like it. It's really good.
This is the one that he was singing.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah,
it's not actually him.
His,
it's not actually Casey.
Let me see. I get overwhelmed by dark rooms.
Yeah,
that's what it was.
That was pretty good. That was about.
It's very Imagine Dragons to me.
Yeah, I agree.
That kind of, but like that.
It's got like a
at least Imagine Dragons' first album, which was like really depressing.
Right.
So.
Sort of like it sounds kind of like whimsical a little bit, but like it's really, really mellow.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah. No, I agree. I think it definitely fit the film a lot.
Yeah.
Just because of what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then I did love the little interaction with like the neighbor ghost. And I figured it would be like once we saw the ghost, like the sheet just sort of drop, that we were going to see that at some point at the end. I figured it was going to be when he pulls out when he pulls out the little note or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm glad we didn't see that either. What she actually said or wrote.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then he just kind of evaporated. I was expecting it to end just like with the sheet on the ground. I was like, that would be so perfect. Just end it right there on that last shot,
Yeah.
And then I think they went into something else. What was it? It was like that swirly stuff you saw at the beginning. I think we saw a little bit of that, and then it ended.
Yeah.
But it was a bit predictable at points, but it was pretty good. Mm-hmm. I think.
What do you think about the choice of the aspect ratio, like that?
Oh yeah, I forgot I was going to talk about that. Yeah. Where it's like it's sort of like a kind of square, but it's got like rounded corners.
It's like I'm trying to remember it's like a picture type of I don't know what you'd call that.
Well, I almost feel like I don't know, because I feel like they probably shot it like with a little bit of a wider aspect ratio, and then they sort of applied that little like vignetting type stuff around it, and there was even a point where there was actually like even more of a vignette, because like there was actually dark circles around like the edges of those rounded corners, so which was pretty interesting. As far as like an artistic choice, I'm not really sure why they would go for that.
I just saw, hold on, like I looked it up and I just saw he says something. This is on Wikipedia, so.
Okay.
A majority of the film is set within a single house, which is chosen by Laurie because it closely remembers the first house he lived in with his wife.
Right, yeah, he had based some of those conversations that Casey and Rooney have off of their relationship, because he didn't want to move out of his home.
Yeah.
I think.
As the house was about to be demolished, the film crew were allowed to use it for free. I'm guessing they mean the actual house? Or no?
Yeah, the one that they filmed in, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. The project was shot in secret as they did not know how the final product would turn out. Lowry chose to shoot the film in an aspect ratio of 1.33 to 1, partially because he thought it was thematically appropriate for the film. It's about someone basically trapped in a box for eternity, he stated, and I felt the claustrophobia of that situation could be amplified by the boxiness of the aspect ratio. That's pretty smart.
Yeah, I like that. Because, you know, you want to do everything with a purpose. So I'm glad he sort of was thinking about that. Do you think it had that effect for you? Like you actually felt kind of...
Yeah, at times I did, actually.
Yeah.
Because, like, I love the shot of when he's walking in the field, and then, like, it, like, is totally zoomed out, and he's, like, just so small, and it, like, the sky takes up, like, 3/4 of the camera. That's not, like, the claustrophobia part, but, like, yeah, a lot of the shots when he's inside, and with that aspect ratio, yeah, I would say it totally works.
I think so too. I think it had a similar effect for me. So I agree. I think that he got what he was going for with that.
Because there's like this one shot. I'm on just Google Images. I looked up Ghost Story, and there's like one shot of like he's in the living room. He's just kind of standing in like the back left corner, but it definitely has that feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you think of the look of the ghost, like as with like the bed sheet?
I liked its simplicity. But, I mean, I know they're not trying to be funny, but I guess it is kind of funny in a way, though.
Yeah.
Just a little humorous.
It is. I was... when I first saw it, like, as he was walking through the hospital, I was just expecting to see, like, that one shot from, like, Halloween where we just see, like, Mike Myers in a
Oh, yeah. Or what's
that's what it made me think of.
What's the fucking movie? Exorcist. I haven't seen the third one, but I think that's the scene that it's from.
Exorcist 3. Yeah.
Exorcist. Hold on. Exorcist. I totally misspelled it. 3. Ghost. I don't know. Yeah, there's like the lady. It's not a. It's a nun outfit, is what it is. But it looks like a ghost with scissors behind the lady.
Yeah.
I think you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, is that the one where like this is like down the hall?
Yeah, it's
and,
like
the yeah, and he's like chasing
down the hall, and the nurse is going to the right, and then there's like a nun, but it looks kind of like a ghost sheet almost.
Yeah, I thought of that too actually. So, yeah, because it's just like he's just like walking through the hall, just sees that, and just like
oh my god, an artist inserted that like nun lady into Old Boy. Okay. So like Old Boy's just standing there like in that hallway scene, and then she's just coming up behind him. Oh my god.
Oh, that's fucking funny. Oh god.
Got really off track there. Back to the movie.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. I don't know if there's anything else really that I had to say.
What did you think about like with the future part?
The future part?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like going back to that, you're talking about like that when like we see like that Blade Runner-esque like
scene. Yeah, that's what I like. Is it supposed to be that he's so like the house in this big field, like the house is like it's like semi-suburban. I don't know what you would call that.
Yeah, I would say so.
Because there's other houses, but it's not like a big city is nearby. It's like kind of out in the boonies, I guess. So what I take it is that, you know, he was still technically in the same spot the house was in, and the city just got built around it. Like I think that's what it was supposed to be.
Yeah. Well, I was asking myself, is it going to be like a, because he exhibited powers when she started to like sort of move on and like meet other people, like when there was that guy that sort of visited her, and so like he exhibited like a little bit of power. So I wasn't sure if it was going to be that he was tied to her or if he was tied to the house somehow, maybe. And then she left and we just never saw her again. So I figured, okay, it's got to be the house, right? And then, you know, the house is demolished, and I figured, okay, and that's when I said I was expecting them to sort of slowly just reveal him behind the bulldozer, that he was still going to be there for some reason, and then he was, and I was like, okay, and I assume it's that he's stuck to that space. So like, yeah, you just see over time things get changed around, and I figured that's why we see those various shots of construction going on. We saw him walking through the scaffolding. So like, I feel like he's just stuck in that space, and he's just forced to sort of see time go by while he's stuck there.
Yeah.
You know? So that's what I got from it.
And I kind of got that life is meaningless. I don't know if I mentioned that already.
Yeah.
I think I did.
Yeah. I was gonna ask you about that too, because like, I don't know. I mean, like I said, I have.
Because there's obviously a message the film is trying to convey.
Yeah,
but...
I agree. It's a very, I don't know. I kind of got that too, especially considering that monologue that happened with the whole Beethoven stuff, and like, because he's making music, right? And the guy's talking about how music won't be heard by people millions and millions of years from now. And like, honestly, like, I've had similar thoughts, and I've had to tell myself to shut up because like that's so cynical.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and I don't know. I mean, yeah, if I write something here today, a silly song or something, and I put it out there for people to hear. And,
or a film,
maybe it becomes famous or not, or a film, yeah, or write a book or whatever. Maybe it becomes famous, maybe it doesn't. But even if it does, in a million years or a couple million, if everyone dies and there's only a scrap of the population left that even remembers anything, are they going to remember my stuff? And it's like, well, no. But is that a little depressing?
But
I guess,
so,
but
like people now can enjoy it. Like it doesn't even matter.
Exactly, and like that was what I think helped me not to get too bogged down by that, was that, I mean, we're living now, and we're not gonna be there to be like, how come no one remembers my stuff? You know what I mean? Like, we're gonna be
that ghost stuck in that house just watching, like, oh, whatever. So
I did love that moment when like we see like the bulb, like, and then it just cuts to where the bulb is.
Yeah.
Like, because you could really at least see, well, yeah, the passage of time, and then just his frustration, which I thought was pretty cool. But back to that message, yeah. Because I don't know. I mean, yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. Like, yeah, you can do something and it won't really affect the grand scheme of things. But you can do stuff that affects your own life, and just enjoy it while it lasts, I guess.
Yeah.
That's really, I guess, the main message for me. It's like, because he even sees at the end, like, he sees his own life and things that he did and didn't do. He finally compromised and was like, yeah, we can, because like when they're in bed together, and he's like, yeah, we can go, or whatever. I think he said that, right?
Yeah.
And so like he does good things, and then he's also made mistakes or whatever. And so, like, I figured, once we saw him again, that he would be, as a ghost, he would be the one that hits the piano and wakes them up or whatever. And so it was like that whole, I was the one who did it, trope. Well, I guess what I'm trying to say, though, is like, yeah, it doesn't necessarily matter what we do for like the grand scheme of things, but we can do stuff that affects ourselves and the people around us.
Yeah.
And at least celebrate what has happened and what will happen for us.
True. Pretty true.
So there is that. But as far as what he's trying to say, yeah, I don't know. I guess I feel the same way as you do. Like, this is very interesting.
But there is that one movie. What was it? With, I know this is off topic, kind of off topic. The Century movie.
Century?
Yeah, it came out. It didn't come out. Hold on, let me find it first before I start talking shit. Shit. Hold on. John Malkovich. That's what it is. It's the John Malkovich.
It's called John Malkovich.
No, but it has John Malkovich in it for some reason.
Gotcha. For some reason. He doesn't need to be there.
100 Years. That's what it's called. Okay, so it came out. It was made in 2015, advertised in 2015, and it was like, everyone alive right now will never see it because the release date is 2115. So 100 years from 2015.
Yeah.
And so, just thinking about it like that, like, everyone alive won't see it. So I guess that way you can have people still like listen or watch your stuff, but it's like,
right.
So what? I think the idea for the movie is kind of stupid.
I agree.
Like,
yeah, that sounds kind of silly.
Like, why would you do that?
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's interesting though.
Did you not hear about this when it was advertised?
I mean, maybe I did, but I don't remember.
Okay.
So I'd say probably not. I mean, the thing sounds familiar, but
sorry, it was off topic. I know.
No, it was. Well, I mean, it
kind
sort of pretends. Because, like, you know, if you and I make a movie, it's not going to be something we want people 1,000 years from now to see.
Because it might not even matter to them. Because, like, you know,
it may be so insignificant because things are so different.
Yeah, you know, like, I mean, you can kind of relate to movies made back in the 50s, but it's like, you know, we're on such a different level now.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you can still enjoy it, but, like, I mean,
it's not going to be as...
People back then, I'm sure, thought that movies, or maybe some people, I'm sure not as many people, were as woke as that guy in the movie, but, like, you know, I'm sure they thought the same thing, and now everyone still listens to that stuff. Not everyone, but there are still people who recognize and watch that. I don't know.
Right.
It's weird.
Yeah, it is. And, like, you know, yeah, people don't really... There's not as many people nowadays that would appreciate something like from, like, I don't know, It's a Wonderful Life, or even His Girl Friday, like we watch, you know, I don't... There aren't as many people, unless they're into movies like we are, that really appreciate that stuff as much. So it's like, you know, honestly, I'm okay with letting them have their own sort of thing and do their own, you know, the culture evolves, you know, over time.
Yeah.
It just needs to, and it doesn't need to go back to, like, I mean, it can respect and honor those older styles of doing things, but I don't think it's really necessary to keep that alive, honestly. Sort of let it fade away, you know, kind of like he did in the movie. Yeah, I was like, it was interesting too, because after I remembered all that stuff with my teacher walking out or whatever of the movie, I was like, it's probably I was like trying to think, okay, it's probably around this point, because like this has been going on a long time. And I figured, I figured at the end, you know, especially like I said when he's pulling out the little message or whatever. So I was like, okay, he's gonna fade away now. It's kind of like I was thinking of it almost as like if you stuck this far enough into the movie, we are rewarding you for that, because it is tough to get through. But
yeah, I was.
It's just like, it's a stream of consciousness.
Yeah,
it's so depressing. You know, I've definitely seen more depressing movies.
The Room.
You know, I think it's something.
He dies at the end, dude.
Hi, Mark. He does. It is a tragedy. It is a real tragedy. Man, that scene when he buys the flowers.
Oh my god.
Shop. Hi, doggy.
I died when he said, "Oh hi, Mark."
Oh hi.
Because I knew deep down inside, you know, he was being
bullshit.
cheated on.
I did not.
I did not. It's Donald Trump as Tommy Wiseau. I did not.
I did not.
Okay.
It's the worst deal in the history of trade deals, maybe ever.
My cock is huge.
My cock is huge. What was I saying?
Sad movie.
Yeah, but no, I've seen movies like Schindler's List, or you know, there's a movie I watched called The Passion of Joan of Arc, which is like just a 2-hour long like silent movie, just horrible thing about, you know, Joan of Arc being burned with a stake.
Jeez.
So there's definitely things out there that are, I think, harder to watch than this, but it was still pretty depressing.
Yeah.
But
this movie has probably sparked the most interesting conversation, I think, and the longest.
Yeah, this is definitely probably the longest we've talked about a movie.
Yeah. I'm glad. I mean, this is good.
It's good. Yeah, it's good stuff to talk about. I mean, it's interesting, especially for us from a creative standpoint.
Yeah.
You know, because we want to be like, we want to make stuff too, and then, you know, that people can enjoy nowadays. But
yeah,
you know, will it be around in a couple hundred years? I don't think either of us really care. At least I don't.
No, I definitely agree. I mean, it doesn't. We can, you know, all these episodes of the podcast, 100, 200 years from now, are people gonna even? I mean, people don't listen to it now, but like,
you better be.
But 200 years from now, will people even listen to it?
People, if you're listening to this, you have to spread it around and share it with other people. Okay, we have to be heard. 200 years from now, we'll be dead.
Episode 50. Like
yes. Especially episode 50.
Especially if you skipped just episode 50 to see if we're still funny or not, and you must share this.
Indeed.
Shit.
Yes,
yeah.
Because we want to be liked in the future.
When we're dead and gone.
We want to be remembered in the history books.
Okay, I mean, dude, I guess this is a good way to go. No, go ahead. Say
no, I wasn't really going to say anything else.
Cool. So. You're just going to say no, dude. Awesome.
Oh, man. Well, I was just going to make like another joke, and it's just like, we're
okay.
We're good to go. We're going to move on.
Well, that's a good way to transition into, I guess, our main conversation for today, which is, I guess, kind of looking back, you know, at all the episodes we've done so far.
All the memories. The good times.
What the
shitty times.
Yeah. What the future holds, and I mean, we're not gonna get too much into what the future holds, but we're gonna definitely look into the past.
Indeed.
I guess we'll just start at the beginning.
Yep. It all started when Miles was born a day before.
And
he was like, "Yo, we gotta." And I was ready to be born, but then Miles came in the room and he was like, "Yo, dude, you gotta wait another day. All right, this is my day, bitch." And
I mean, we were born in not born. I mean, we were born in the same hospital, weren't we? I think.
Indeed, we were. Yeah, we were.
So it was fate. It was fate to make this podcast. Of all the stars aligning, Macbeef-Banquet must make this podcast.
Indeed. And then years from now, when we become ghosts, and we'll go back to that moment and just remember
and start ejaculating.
The fuck.
Though I was just thinking about there's the parody. I remember when Paranormal Activity came out, and there was like there was a lot of those sexual activity, like all those, and there was like one like short one that was like when in the film, you know, like the blanket like lifts up, but in the short film is like dick gets hard, and so it lifts up. I don't know, it's so stupid.
I just think of what was that one with Marlon Wayans?
Yeah.
When they're just like so done with it, they just decide to ignore the ghost, and it just gets like super super pissed at them because they're not like acknowledging it, and they're just like eating breakfast and like on their like counter or whatever, and then there's just drawers being pulled out, and they're just like, so how's the weather doing?
Yeah,
you know? And they're just trying to ignore it. Just be like, fuck you.
So we uploaded. Let's see, the trailer was uploaded on the 16th of August.
1944.
2019, actually.
Oh.
So that's like 3 weeks from now, I guess.
Wait, really?
I get because the trailer.
Are we ghosts? We're going back in time.
Yeah, we're going back in time. But yeah, that was a different time for both of us, kind
Indeed.
of. For me anyway.
I was.
What about you? Sorry, go ahead.
I was still a nerd.
Actually,
I guess.
You kind of still are. Bitch.
Yeah, exactly. Back then, I didn't even know what a podcast was.
Okay, I guess.
I'm kidding. Silly.
I was living with Connor's family. We were living there. I had a different computer at the time.
Begging for scraps.
We had Jules, so
you had Jules,
at least had
but
Jules.
Eli wasn't in the picture.
Eli wasn't in the picture yet.
Thankfully. Then that dark and harrowing day came when he darkened your doorstep. Forever.
I don't know. Let's see. The first movie we watched was Swiss Army Man.
Yeah, man. Oh, man. I just remember the end of that episode. You had to help me like pick out a movie because I wasn't like with the program yet. And I was like, I picked one that we couldn't even watch.
Yeah, you were like Children of Men, and I'm like, okay.
I wanted to watch, which I think is actually on a platform now. I wanted to say it was on. I think it was on Peacock.
It might be because there is a premium version of Peacock. So there's the free version and the premium version, and it might be the premium version.
I don't know because I thought I remember seeing it. Well, maybe it is, and I just don't. Yeah. I don't know. Because like I have it on my Xbox, and I was just on it like yesterday.
It is the premium version.
It is the premium version.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. That makes sense then. As I wasn't sure if it was like if it shows it on the free version as well. Just like just like at the bottom, like it says you have to rent or buy it or whatever. So I wasn't sure, but okay. Well, either way, yeah, I remember picking that out and like, and you were like, "No, you fucking moron," and then I was like, "Oh,
yeah, I didn't say that, but
you did exactly. You basically just roasted me and left me for dead. And now I'm back for revenge.
And then we watched Ex Machina.
Ex Machina.
The first episode we had talked about like all of our original film projects and all that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All that.
Excuse me.
Yeah, we watched Ex Machina. Should we just sort of go through?
That's kind of what I guess.
Just kind of go through the list and talk about each thing a little bit.
I don't know. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we can do that. That would be fun. Hold on. Let me pull up the list of episodes, and we can look back at what we watched.
I'll just keep going. We watched Ex Machina for episode 2.
Yeah, keep going.
That one's called I Went Through Puberty, and then I Knew It. It was just a joke title.
Yeah.
And the next one we watched Drive. Episode 3, we watched Drive. I don't know if we're going to go through all of these. We might skip a few. I don't know.
Yeah, we can just go through like some of our favorites.
Yeah. No, that's a good idea.
Yeah, if you find like I'll look up the episode list too, and if you find something, just be like, hey, remember this, and we can talk about it. The Macbeef-Banquet.
Remember episode 5? We had the movie was Godzilla King of the Monsters, and we were like, oh, let's watch a kaiju movie every month for the podcast.
And we definitely didn't do that.
Yeah, I think it's a good thing that we didn't do that though. It was probably yes, they're good. They're like all right movies to watch, but watching one of those movies once every month would probably be kind of taxing.
Yeah. I just noticed this one comment on the first episode. No, the trailer from a guy named Aaron Gage.
Oh, dude.
He said, "Can we post movie suggestions here as well?"
Crazy.
And then some guy named Miles responded and said, "As long as we both have access to it, like Netflix or other viewing services." A riveting conversation.
I know. And then the next episode 6, was one of the good ones, which was
featuring a certain someone.
Yeah, my wife. She was our first.
Ooh, I love my wife.
My first guest on
my wife.
On the podcast.
Yeah.
Which is good. We watched The Room, not The Room, but Room for that one.
We watched Room, which was great. And then what was 7?
7 was Old Boy. I fucking.
No, that was great. That was a good episode.
Okay, I have a question. If you want to look back more specifically in our drive,
yeah, I can look back. Look back at.
There's a where is it?
What is there, Miles?
It's under
the podcast.
No, yes, but it's under our text files.
Text files.
Our docs. And there's.
I don't see text files. I just see TXT files.
Okay, that one. But there's the list of movies. And I have a question for you, which is, out of the 50 movies we've watched, which one has been, like, I guess you can pick top 3 or just pick your favorite one, or however you want to do that.
Oh, shoot.
Like, would have been some good ones, I guess, for you. Because they're probably going to be the same for me, honestly.
So, one of the ones that really surprised me was Tokyo Godfathers a little bit. I mean, didn't surprise me too much because it looked pretty good from when I saw it, but, like just the advertisement. But I wasn't expecting to like it as much as I did. So that one was really good. Then we had.
I'll say one. Old Boy. Old Boy was such a good movie.
Old Boy is great. Yeah, same here.
I know it's like, it's supposed to be good, but like, I don't know. Because for me, I think that was like the other movies we had seen were good, but I think that was like the turning point for like.
Yeah, that was the first one. I agree. I think that was the first one that we really.
That was just so good.
It was just it was levels above the rest. I think.
I mean, I always like Killer Clowns from Outer Space. That's always one I can just enjoy watching. Pluto Nash. That That movie sucks ass. So.
Peppermint Soda wasn't bad.
Oh yeah, I liked Peppermint Soda. That was a good movie. I mean, yeah, it wasn't. It's not great, but it's still pretty good.
No, but it was interesting. There is something I'd say about foreign films, especially French stuff. It's pretty good. I had seen one called Day for Night in my foreign film class. That one's really good because that's Francois Truffaut, and like it's all about making a movie. So it was pretty fun to watch that.
A lot of the Christmas movies were good. Like I liked Mixed Nuts.
Yeah.
I definitely watched that one again.
Pottersville.
Maybe not Pottersville.
Pottersville was weird.
Better Watch Out though was pretty good.
Which one is Better Watch Out again?
The horror movie, kind of horror movie.
Okay.
It was like the kids,
like the babysitter.
Yeah.
Like that gets
that one
attacked by the people she's babysitting. Mm-hmm. And then
Seven Samurai. I forgot we watched that.
Seven Samurai is a classic.
Yeah. The movie. We're kind of doing both. We're both looking back at the movies and also talking about the episodes. What episode was it? Tokyo Godfathers, but the episode was Tokyo Podfathers. Our second guest, which was Cole. That was a good one.
He watched that with us. That was fun.
Mm-hmm. That was another one of my. I wish we could have Cole on again. Honestly,
we should at some point.
I think he's a good guest. Honestly, he's pretty funny.
Yeah, he's fun. Grave of the Fireflies and Animal World were two that I really enjoyed as well. Mm-hmm. Animal World, if you remember, was that card game?
I remember. Yeah, I remember all of the movies. Okay. Honestly.
Okay, I wasn't sure. The Gift. The Gift was. The
Gift. Good. Serious Man. Serious Man was a good movie.
Serious Man was great. Pretty much just saying like all of these.
Yeah.
Almost all of these. And I mean, A Ghost Story was pretty solid too. Mm-hmm. Actually, now.
Let's see. Out of
Thanksgiving though.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving.
Maybe next year we'll actually watch the sequel for Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving 3.
Is it still available? Is my question.
Probably.
I'm checking right now.
He's checking?
It's still available.
It is still available. All right.
Let's see.
So
one of my favorite episodes. I guess we'll also talk about a few of our favorite episodes as well. I Was Being Eaten Alive, episode 11, which was the spooky stories.
That Halloween intro, though.
Mm-hmm. Sorry.
Spooky. I'm being eaten alive. Yep.
Yeah, that was which actually is funny because if you look at our analytics, it's like we get a lot of searches from a movie called Eaten Alive, a 76 film.
Okay. Yeah.
Which is about these people who get, I think, eaten alive or something. Mm-hmm. Interesting. It's a slash. Indeed. I don't know. I just thought it was interesting that we get that hit up a lot. And then episode 12, Is That a Bong? Is the episode that I tell the news that we're moving. And then episode 13 is the first episode in our new apartment.
Yeah.
Which also happened to be the Pluto Nash episode.
Indeed, Pluto Nash. Yep. I'm trying to think. When did I want to say it was probably around 5 or 6 that I got my microphone, and I wasn't just doing it on my phone anymore.
5 or 6.
Probably somewhere around there. I think maybe a little bit later.
I can't remember exactly.
We could probably tell just based off of the audio quality.
It was within I think the first 10 episodes at least.
Yeah, I agree. It wasn't anything past that.
And there is, I mean, we're gonna as time goes on, we're gonna get better and we're gonna get higher quality stuff.
Indeed.
Because
so pristine.
Yeah, I mean there is one mic I've been looking at. I think I told you about it. It's, I don't know.
What's his last name?
Nuts.
Mike Nuts.
No, a microphone called the Talk USB microphone by JLab. I'm gonna do more research into it, but that might be one we get or two of them at least. I don't know.
Sure.
I don't.
Yeah, that could be
Off
fun.
topic. Off topic.
Well, yeah. I mean, we'll be looking into that. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. The next really solid. Oh, there's the first Star Wars episode, which was episode 19.
19.
That was good. I have fun doing those, honestly.
Yeah, just like a fun little improv. Henry has midichlorians.
Yeah. I love the title as well. Henry's
good.
midichlorians. And we're planning some more soon, so they're not. There will be more. Might not be Star Wars immediately, but might be something new. Excuse me. Episode 22. That was a good one. Which
was episode?
It was 22? The birthday extravaganza episode.
Ah, yes. Those are actually some fun movies to watch.
Yeah, Adult Life Skills and Laycraft.
Laycraft mac and cheese. Nev Campbell dough.
I don't think we've still laughed harder than we did on episode 22. Because we were reading our fan fiction.
Oh yeah! That we wrote. Oh my gosh, that was like, yeah, it hurt to smile because I was laughing so hard. Oh my gosh, those I want to go back and listen to that actually.
Yeah, that might be a good idea.
That fan fiction is just.
Oh my god.
Yeah, man. I don't know who wrote that. I still don't know, but whoever did, they did some good work.
One day we'll find them and
indeed
eat their ass.
Make more for us. What?
I don't know.
So, not to jump too far ahead, but 26 was good because that one was with another podcaster.
Another podcaster. Our first episode with a fellow podcast, guest. You know what I mean? I don't know. Yeah. But yeah, that was a good episode. We laughed pretty hard then. At especially the title. We're gonna blow you sky high, boys.
It was a classic.
Yeah. I'd love to have him on again, actually, just to have like an actual, like a regular episode with him.
It'd be cool if we could do like a
crossover,
like him and Cole or something. You know, kind of get a couple people.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't want to get too complicated.
Yeah.
But, if we could have like the two guests on it.
I mean, I think.
Or three guests. We get Connor in there, and Jules and well, not Eli, but Jules. We get Jules in there.
You don't
too.
like Eli, do you?
What? No, what are you talking about?
Does he have dirt on you or something?
Nope. I just think he's evil.
Okay.
And he wants to destroy you, and I will prevent him from doing that at all costs. Okay. You ever watched Umbrella Academy?
The first season.
Yeah, he's like Vanya, man. All right, because he seems super like okay at first, and then you find out he's gonna destroy the world, man. And I'm not gonna let that happen.
Okay.
All right.
No, if we have multiple guests on, I think what I'd want to do is at least have us all in the same room.
Yeah.
It would just make it easier.
For sure.
For editing purposes and also vibing purposes as well. Like whenever you and I are in the same room, I think our vibe is a lot better and not as awkward.
I agree.
And you know, soon that's gonna change. Soon I'm gonna be moving closer to you.
Indeed. Spoilers, Miles.
Spoilers, yeah, definitely spoilers.
Spoiler alert! Spoilers. This podcast contains spoilers. Spoiler alert.
That was our intro for like 3 or 4 episodes.
Yeah, man.
And then we changed it.
Recorded something different.
Yeah.
When did you do that one trailer where I was like, you did a bunch of takes and I was like saying, just messing around?
Around episode 30, I'm looking at it.
30.
Not looking at it, but it's the behind the scenes look at a new project, which was just the compilations essentially.
Okay.
So that was good. I don't know why I didn't just put that at the end of an episode or something.
That's good. Just a nice little change of pace.
And then episode 29 was the sequel to episode 19. Henry has chlamydichlorians, which was the second Star Wars episode.
Episode number 11, The Hunt for Vader's Saber.
It's episode 2.
It's 11, Miles. There's 2 ones.
No, if you look up higher, episode, the first Actrivia compilation, it's 1. The 1 has a little thing on it that looks kind of like a 7, but it's not a 7. You can definitely tell that they're not the same.
Miles, I'm not a carpenter, all right? I don't know how to do science.
Wow, you definitely didn't make that joke recently.
I have, Miles.
Let's see what else.
Not on this episode, though.
Yeah. Then we did Actrivia compilations. More Actrivia. Another Actrivia compilation coming soon. Just picking Uranus. I lived in a neighborhood with a pedophile. Oh, man. I was like that title. I was really trying to be clickbaity. I think it's funny, though.
Yeah. Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
I lived in a neighborhood with a pedophile.
was that episode
33?
Was
yeah.
That was
the big picture.
Big picture. Yep. Yeah. That's right.
Yeah, that's good. I like that title a lot.
Very clever. Yes, indeed.
Episode 37, we did director's commentary, which was fun.
Yeah.
We definitely do that again.
Yeah,
when we make like more stuff, obviously.
Yeah. 38 was great.
38 was a good episode.
It was so funny.
Oh my god.
The birth of Gunt My Dick.
The birth of Gunt My Dick and the 5 fucking ugly pooches.
Mm-hmm. A classic story.
A classic fairy tale, and everyone's...
A tale as old as time.
A rhyme is... I don't know. Never mind. Fuck it.
Yeah, a song is as old as rhyme.
Yeah. My cock is as old as time.
Like the spice that you use? Time?
Yeah.
THYME? Oh, I loved the thumbnail for episode 40.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's a good one.
My name is Jacob, and this is my ladder. It's pretty great.
Yeah, it's a good...
I don't know if I like the title as much.
I know. Yeah, the title for the episode is not as quality.
Yeah, especially considering who it's about. You know?
Yeah. Okay.
41's title was pretty good, though.
Yeah.
I don't remember why we made that joke.
Fuck
though.
off, you're not. It was. We did AI Dungeon that episode, and there was a person that said, I think I was a cop, and I was like, I sucked the guy's dick, and the criminal's like, fuck off, you're not having any of this.
Yeah. Oh man, I don't know how you remember that. That's so good.
I don't know why, but I do.
42. Oh, 71. Okay. What episode did we watch? 39. The Death of Stalin. That was a good one too.
The movie or the episode?
The movie was pretty good. Yeah, I mean the episode. I don't.
That was the Star Wars.
Oh, that was the third Star Wars. Yeah, which was pretty good too.
I will say that a lot of there's a few like minor details in the Star Wars stuff that we had forgotten about from previous episodes.
I'm sure. Yeah, we were like, I mean, we probably even mentioned it too. Like, what did we say that was? I remember forgetting stuff, so that does not surprise me.
Yeah, I definitely want to work on that in the future. So,
I mean, honestly, I'm kind of impressed that you remember a lot of this because I totally forgot so much of this. Like what you just mentioned about remembering that one title.
Fuck off! You're not having any of this.
Yeah. Well, I already forgot the title.
Yeah. I'm also looking at it. But like I can just kind of recall and remember what we were talking about, and I also put it in the description, which helps a lot.
Oh, okay.
Episode 44 was a fun one, which was dating advice with the boys.
Mm-hmm. We met Billy Bob.
First time we worked with Billy Bob, and won't be the last. I'll tell you that.
There was 45 was Will He Be Great and Bad?
That one.
Oh, it was
That one was all right.
like,
but then we also did in between that we did the hot sauce video.
Indeed, which is a classic.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We got to see Miles's tears, which is hilarious.
What was I? Oh yeah, I was gonna tell you I had a dream about your dad last night for some reason. I don't know
Again,
why.
Miles?
Yeah. Okay, here's what happened. I was like in my dream, I was like staying at your parents' house, and like, I mean, it definitely wasn't your parents' house, but like,
yeah,
in the dream it was.
Right.
And it's so weird because I like never think about your dad except on lonely nights when I'm horny. But
yeah, he told me that someone was harassing him, was texting him, and he didn't know who it was.
No, it was like in the dream. I was staying at your parents' house, and I was like, your dad wanted me to talk to him about why I was like such a depressed individual or something. Like, what was the one episode, A Silent Voice, which was episode 44, where we talked about a little bit about suicide.
Yeah.
And he wanted to like sit down and talk to me about like, oh, are you okay, man? And I was just like, that was it. Like,
were you just like chilling on your bed and he just like opens the door? He's like, Miles, do you need to talk? Just like, are you depressed?
Yeah, pretty much.
We can get you help.
But yeah, I don't know. That was a weird dream to have.
Do you want me to get him like to see if he can talk to you? I mean, if you want.
At least tell him that Miles dreamed about you.
I'll tell him that you want to talk.
No, just say Miles had a really wet dream. Oh my god! I think I might have been getting out of the shower when he asked me that.
Oh my gosh!
I think I had a towel on. I don't remember. I swear I'm not trying to fuck on your dad.
Anymore,
yeah.
Ever since you killed him, right?
Yeah. 48, episode 48, which was the film was Killing of a Sacred Deer, but the episode was really good. Yeah, classic stories from our youth.
The classic stories of our youth. What was the episode we made those quizzes? Was that 47?
Episode 47, yeah.
Yeah, because we'd watched Kiss Girl Friday. Mm-hmm. Did you do any of those other... did you take the quizzes again?
I think I did. I just forgot your other responses. Okay. They are available. You and I have a doc anyway of them.
Of just where those are.
And, if you missed out on them, you can go to the episode, and they should be in the description.
Yeah, they can find
that episode
pretty easily. But yeah, back to 48. We had classic stories from our youth.
Which was fun. Definitely do that one again.
Just hilarious. And then 49,
which was another AI dungeon episode.
Which didn't make any
We've
sense.
done quite a few of those. I might actually make a compilation of all our AI dungeon ones.
Yeah, we probably could.
And we've also done a lot of questions. I mean, the questions don't really matter as much to me. I wouldn't make a compilation of that just because it'd probably be boring. But they're there, We've done a lot of episodes, honestly. 50 episodes. Indeed. With
50 was a fun episode too.
Yeah, I remember that time in episode 50 where I ejaculated all over my computer and then made you eat it. Made you eat the whole thing, the computer. That was a good episode.
Indeed.
Remember that? Mm-hmm. Remember that?
It was pretty great. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh my god, what was I watching? It was What We Do in the Shadows, when they all their ghosts came to visit them.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah. And then what was it? Laszlo had to send his back to the ether just by basically just jacking him off.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And she's like, what is this, ectoplasm? And he's like, yeah, definitely.
Are you caught up yet, or?
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I have finished the season.
Okay, good, dude. So did you like it?
I still haven't watched the movie yet, but
still haven't watched the movie yet. Yeah.
Not yet.
It's a good show. Can't wait for the next season, but it won't be out till 2021 or something.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess that's about it for looking back, at least.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, it's been fun. I have really enjoyed doing this podcast with you.
Yeah, it's been a good. What a long, strange trip it's been. Yeah, it's been fun, but sadly we gotta. All good things have to come to an end. So, without further ado, Miles, I think it's time to reveal that we're done.
We're done with the podcast. That's it.
Yeah, we're done with the podcast.
Okay,
and it's been
let's
fun.
do it. Let's do it. Actrivia for the last time. Actrivia
forever, and then we're not coming back.
Never, ever.
Never. All right, so Miles.
Yeah.
We have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 questions today.
I didn't know you could count that high.
I know. Usually I get to like 3, and I'm just like, what comes after that?
What the heck comes after 6? I fucking love that.
All of which pertain to the movie.
Nice, dude.
The movie today.
Good job.
Indeed.
Good job.
Including a 6th question, which is, what is the connection?
Good job. I'm gonna give you a little pat on the back.
Do it again. Again. Harder. Damn it, Miles, I said harder. Okay. I guess that'll work for now.
Good.
Alright.
Let me see how big those waveforms
if you
were.
win.
Awesome. They're huge.
Indeed.
Okay, sorry if I win.
If you win this episode of Actrivia, then I will give you the password to my free Peacock account.
Oh, dude. Just what I always wanted.
Yep. So now you can watch movies for free.
Not like I don't already have one, but I want another one. Exactly. I want yours.
You want mine? I'll also throw in my bed sheet if you want to cut holes in it and pretend to be a ghost.
I know that it's got like crusty stuff on it, like white crusty stuff all over it. I don't think I want it.
Okay, Miles. I ate cake one time. Alright. If I get a little frosting on there, it's not my fault. Alright. Question number 1. Alright. There's a story of the ghost. It means a ghost story, in case you couldn't get that. How long does it take from the time Rooney Mara's character sits down to when she gets up to run to the bathroom?
How long does it take? Hold on.
From the time she sits down to the time she gets up to go to the bathroom.
So, okay. So how long does she eat the pie for, essentially?
Yeah.
Okay.
Much, yeah.
I want to say, like, how many guesses do I get?
I'll give you the one.
Okay.
This time around.
I want to say...
Wrong.
All right.
This is like so defeated, just like, all right.
7 minutes. I'll say 7 minutes.
It was actually 4 minutes.
Wow.
Indeed. Exactly 4 minutes, too, which I thought was very interesting.
Exactly 4 minutes.
What a very specific amount of time. But it felt like it was longer. I thought it was going to be like 8 minutes, honestly.
Yeah. If she ate the whole pie, probably, it would have been.
Right. Yeah, could you imagine just sitting there eating a pie for 8 minutes?
I can. I probably would, honestly. That's why I was, like, kind of not liking that part, because I was like, I'd fucking do this. This sucks.
Then you're going to say, like, you didn't like it because, like, you wanted to eat the pie.
I wanted to eat her pie.
I want to eat some pie, damn it. Alright. So the film used music.
It did?
Other than the song that you talked. Yeah, it used music, believe it or not, dude. You're just watching it on mute the whole time, like, what? What the fuck is he talking about?
You could probably watch that movie muted, and it really wouldn't be that much of a difference, except for the good song.
Yes. The good kush and the alcohol. So the film used music from which singer-songwriter for that squatters party scene, like when they're all just hanging out at the party? If you need a hint, I can give.
I think I know it because I just listened to the last episode.
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. Actually, I don't know.
Is it
I don't know if I
Kesha?
mentioned it. No, it's actually Keisha.
Keisha. All right. Keisha.
Yeah.
Who's Keisha?
I don't know.
I don't know.
No, yeah, it's Kesha, and she was in fact an extra.
Oh, she was.
So she was in that scene.
I don't remember her at all.
I did mention that scene that I was like, oh, Kesha's.
Yeah. That's.
And I guess they were like, yo, can we use your music? And she was like, yeah. And then she just showed up on set, and then they let her be.
And they're like, who the fuck are you? Get the fuck out of here. You're not allowed in. And then she's like, I'm Kesha. No, I'm Kesha. Let me in. He's like, no, you're not let in. You're not going to be in here.
She comes in wearing like a fucking ghost costume.
I heard it was a party.
Party. TikTok on the clock. What state was the film shot in? Think about the landscape.
Yeah.
Where the house is at.
I definitely felt Michigan vibes just because I fucking live in Michigan, but I'm pretty sure it's not. I'm going to go with Nebraska.
Interesting. Nebraska. Have you ever been to Nebraska?
Nope.
I haven't been.
I've only ever been on the East Coast.
Good job.
I know. Yeah.
What East and West was. Oh, East? I thought you said West. So I'll give you one more guess that is incorrect.
Minnesota.
It was Texas.
Texas.
Which is interesting because that was, I think, where he had talked about having that experience. I think he didn't want to move to LA. We talked about how his relationship, he based that off of, he based the characters off of that.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess he didn't want to move from Texas to, I think it was LA.
Mm-hmm. Texas.
And so he kind of based it off that, which is interesting.
Interesting.
His house in Texas.
Texas.
Texas Chainsaw.
Everything's bigger in Texas.
The film was shot using the funds from David Lowery's previous 2016 film, which is titled what? And actually, let me make sure it's actually 2016. I think it was, but I don't remember. I want to make sure first. Yeah, 2016. I think it's a kids movie.
Okay.
So. Don't know if you've seen it or not. But.
David Lowery. I don't know his movies very well. Do you think you could give me the main actor?
I think it was, what is her name? Is it Bryce Dallas Howard? Let me check.
Great. I think it's not going to help at all, but we'll find out.
Well, it's kind of difficult because
it's not real? That's cool.
Well, because, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if it's the kid is the main. Okay, so yeah, Bryce Dallas Howard is in it. Robert Redford. The kid who plays I didn't say that. I almost said the character's name. I think you probably heard it.
I did.
Damn it. Well, Oaks Fegley is the kid's name?
Dude, did you just fucking swear? Oaks Fegley?
Yes.
Fegley? That's what it sounded like.
What is that kid from Diary of a Wimpy Kid? Fergley? Something like that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I know.
Yeah.
I think I mean, I'll say it. I'll take the W, but Pete's Dragon.
Yeah. It is Pete's Dragon.
Because
if I hadn't given that away, would you have been able to get it?
I would not have been able to get it, so.
Damn it. What are the names of Casey Affleck's and Rooney Mara's characters? Or at least what are they called? It's not their. I don't think it's their actual names, but what are they called?
Man? I don't know.
No.
Because I was watching it with subtitles, and they only ever called him Man.
Indeed.
I don't know. It wasn't even it wasn't even in the credits because they only just listed their name.
Indeed. Actually, they just They did. Actually, I didn't watch the credits, so I don't know.
I always like whenever I'm
really...
watching a movie on Netflix and it comes up with like the suggestions, I always put it on watch credits because I'm like I want to sit with the movie and like just kind of be in that moment.
Right. Well, and I tried to do that, and then like I think I pressed the wrong button, and like it took me to something else, and I was like, no, go back, and then
it's pointless at that point.
That's so lame.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well,
go ahead.
Interesting. They just called Kesha Spirit Girl, which is funny.
She is the spirit girl.
She's the spirit girl. So Casey Affleck's character is called C, and then Rooney Mara's character just says M, is what it is.
Weird.
So just 2 letters.
That is weird.
C and M, which I don't. I want to say there was that note that the whatever her name was that lady comes in, right, and she and she writes out that, and I want to say she put the woman's name down.
Interesting. I don't remember, but I mean I remember the note, but I don't remember specifically if she put her name down or not. I don't. Yeah. Interesting.
And I think she just put M. From what I remember, M, comma, and then she wrote that
and
out,
she was the real estate
Linda.
agent, right?
Yeah, something like that, I think.
Or a friend, I would assume a friend.
Yeah, or something like that. Some sort of acquaintance that they knew. Linda was the
fucking Linda. Name. What a Karen name.
Linda, this bitch.
What a Karen name.
What an absolute Karen. Yeah.
I was drinking.
But yeah, that's really interesting. And the last question, Miles, is what is the connection, you ask? There is none. I'm just kidding. It's all about the movie.
I was gonna say, like, you said there was gonna be the what's the connection question, but then you also
I was just kidding. Yeah. I was just joking around. I was making a mockery of you because you always you started doing what is
that's funny because you do it too. You follow her.
I did it because you did.
If I were to jump off a bridge and eat a dick, would you also do it in that order?
I would jump off a bridge. That would be it, though.
You wouldn't eat a chicken? Eat a cock, bro? No. You wouldn't eat a rooster?
You should eat a dick, and I don't want to eat people. All right,
Richard Tricky Dick Nixon.
People need, Richard Tricky Dick Nixon. I am not a cook.
I am not a book.
I am not a cook. He brings out a really, really bad souffle, and you're just like, this is terrible, dude. And he's like, I am not a cook.
So yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. How many questions did you get right?
How many did I get right, Henry? How many?
Let's
Indeed.
See. You got a total of 2 questions.
2 questions. Wow.
So unfortunately, you don't get my bedsheet and the password to my free Peacock account.
Damn, son.
I'm sorry, man. I know you'll never be able to survive it.
I won't. I honestly won't. I might just have to come in the night and steal it.
You said
and I said come. Come in the night. Come in the night, like I'm like trying to fuck on some shine some pleasure.
You just like see one of those like it's like an empty
just
you just have it like bent over. It's like what you looking at?
So yeah, let's see.
Interesting.
Let's say you were, chilling with some babes, all right? And you're like you got this like humongous brain, all right? So let's say for example you're at a party and you got like chilling with some babes and you got like this fucking massive brain. You got this, you're the big brain meme, actually. You're the big brain meme. And you're like, podcasts won't last very long, and you say like the Macbeef-Banquet podcast, for example, and you can listen to it. For example, you're talking to the ladies, and you're like, for example, you can listen to this podcast I'm talking about on Anchor, Apple Podcasts, Breaker Cast, Google Podcasts, Pocket Cast, Podbean, Radio Public, Spotify, Stitcher, TuneIn, and YouTube.
YouTube. Sold to the man.
And then you're like, well, 1,000 years from now, no one's gonna even listen to that podcast anymore, because it's a gay podcast. Those boys in there are gay. Not that that matters.
So happy. Exactly.
If we were gay, would it matter, sir? And that's what I'd say to that man, the big-brained man.
Exactly.
I'd say, would it matter if we were gay? And then he'd say yes, because I love gay people, is what he says.
Yeah. They're just the same as everybody else, he would say.
Yes, he would say. And that's where I'll leave that piece of shit story, I guess.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah, episode 50. It was a good episode. Really quality episode.
Were you gonna watch anything else, Miles?
Nope. We're not gonna talk about that, because remember, as you said, the podcast is ending after this.
Exactly.
So
that's true.
Nope.
Do you want me to close it out then, Miles? Or is there anything else you want to talk about?
I don't think there's anything else.
I figure I'd like to close it.
Yeah, hold on. Let me think a second. I think I only want to say thank you for, if you have been listening at all, if if this is the point, like let's see, a year from now, you're listening to the podcast. There's more episodes after this, but if this is how far you are in listening to our podcast, I will say thank you for listening to it so far. Definitely going to be more good episodes. Maybe, who knows? Because I said the podcast. You said the podcast was ending, so
yep, it is ending.
There probably
actually,
won't be.
So keep going.
Stay tuned. We're going to be making stuff. It doesn't even have to be the podcast.
Probably not the podcast.
Yeah. So I only have one thing left to say, and that's fuck you guys. Fuck you. Fuck you, you piece of shit. Eat my ass. All right, Henry, go ahead.
Well said.
Thank you. Yeah.
Now that being said, guys, once again, I'd like to thank you all for listening. This will be where we close things out. Once again, thanks for enduring with us for these 50 episodes. It's been such a fun journey for us. We've really enjoyed it. And it's definitely going to be a good chapter in our lives that we'll look back on fondly as we're hanging out doing our thing. Yeah, no, it's been really fun, and we appreciate anyone who has listened. All two of you. I mean, we enjoyed not having your input, because at least unless they've left comments that I haven't seen. But seriously though, guys, thank you for listening. It's gonna suck that we have to end this like this, but it is what it is. Sometimes you just gotta let things go and move on to other stuff. Find new journeys, new things to do, and that's me and Miles, man. We're moving on to a bigger chapter in our lives. We can't keep doing the podcast forever.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry. It's coming to an end. So we'll have to say goodbye. Now that being said, we're gonna have a new podcast that's gonna be coming in about 2 weeks from now or so, and it's gonna be totally different from this one. So this one is ending, but we're still gonna be doing podcasts. We'll probably do it for the rest of our lives. Anyway, thanks you guys for listening. Okay, we'll talk to you guys later. Okay, bye.
If you want to roll in my stack of cash, you gotta ask nicely.
Pay attention to how different our
Nice, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
This movie was so good.
What the?
Oh my god.
Henry,
What?
we left the robots
What?
on. We left them on.
What do you mean?
What?
What?
20, my
They-
59, dude.
They've been recording the whole time.
Oh my gosh, you're right. Wait, but how long have they been recording for though?
You are the
Jeez, I don't
greatest
know.
friend I have
20
ever
minutes?
had.
How long has it
Just
been?
20
kidding.
minutes?
Yeah.
You're listening to
Yeah.
the Macbeef-Banquet podcast.
Okay.
But
Well,
they-
With Henry.
It looks like they recorded 50 episodes though. I don't know.
50 fucking episodes? Are you kidding me right now?
I don't know how it's possible.
Yeah.
Oh
shit. Alright, well.
Daddy,
Turn them off then?
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay. Alright. It's done. Listen, I just feel like this is a failed experiment at this point. I think we should just kind of, pull the plug. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we should use our you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know.
All right. I feel bad, but it's gotta happen.
Yep.
Do you mind if I is it okay if I hate to ask this, can we flip them over?
What do you mean? We already shot them.
But can you just can we just show the butt, please? I want to see it.
Okay, sure, I guess.
That's better.